What's up, guys? Welcome back to El Merengue. Today you're in for the pregame analysis of the year. I feel like I've said this multiple times for different games. This is the game of the year, but this one is once again matching the game of the year, the game of the season for Real Madrid, the game that will potentially define whether we go on to the next round of the Champions League. We may be one of the only Spanish teams, Real Madrid, maybe one of the only Spanish teams to proceed on to the next round of the Champions League. So it's nevertheless, it's one of the most important games. Guys, let's roll the intro first. Okay, guys, now that we have rolled the intro, it is time to get started with this pregame analysis. But I think the most proper way to get started with this pregame analysis would be to recap what happened in that first leg of the Atalanta versus Real Madrid game. So, real quick, what were your thoughts? What were your, give us a little bit of your insight.
I was very disappointed to see that red card so early on. I feel like in that specific game, it killed Atalanta. It made them run so much more. But the only way to cope with it for a red card as soon as it happened was just to park the bus. And that's what they did. And they had, if I recall correctly, like 0 shots on target. They had like very little position. It was just Real Madrid, just all around them. Exactly. No breaking out. They subbed in Ilicic. They had to take him out. It was just a mess. It was everything went not according to plan.
Exactly, and just as you can see right here, right behind us, we have the two lineups that both teams went out there with. And so, real quick, I want to point out, I don't know if you can see very well from the screen that you're currently seeing this in, but the red card that you just alluded to, that Atalanta got early on into the game, that Mendy forced. A very controversial red card because not fully sure if Mendy was the last man, not fully sure if that was a deserved red card. It was most definitely a foul. However, it did definitely condition the game and Atalanta's way of interpreting the game because, as you can see, they have a very offensive team, and that forced them to make changes. And so obviously, it led to a false sense of what that Atalanta really was.
Yeah,
right.
And I feel like Real Madrid did not get the true picture and hasn't. So potentially there could be this mystery factor that Atalanta could come into this game.
Exactly. With Real Madrid doesn't fully know what they are about to encounter. Not only are they going to encounter an Atalanta team that is hungry to score a goal, to score an away goal, but just also like a completely a team that they haven't really faced. And to add on top of that, we now want to transition on to one of the key players that Real Madrid is going to be missing, and that is, of course, Casemiro, who picked up a yellow card that meant that he was going to have to miss the next game, meaning he's obviously not going to be here for this Atalanta game, and
it offers up big questions. Who is the man responsible for replacing Casemiro?
Exactly.
A vital piece of the backbone.
And now, if you would have asked that question going into that first leg, it would have been a tremendous mess because we know the fact that Real Madrid went into that first leg missing a plethora of players. No Fede Valverde, no Sergio Ramos, no Eden Hazard, no Karim Benzema, no Rodrigo. Like, the list was insane. You looked at the whole bench, and it was just a Real Madrid B team out there. But however, to our advantage, we have been able to recuperate a lot of players in those 3 weeks since the end of the first game. So luckily, Fede Valverde is back on the team, and he will be able to, in my opinion, replace Casemiro. As I'll be talking a little more about my potential predicted lineups for this game. This one I definitely do have a bit of a dilemma, a bit of a controversy.
There's so much hidden, so many movable pieces.
Exactly, so it's definitely going to be tougher than your usual game. Let's go ahead and quickly recap how Atalanta has done since that game, how their form is. And it's pretty interesting because they have climbed a little bit of spots in the Serie A. They are now up to 4th place, and they've enjoyed a pretty good run since that Madrid game, winning 4 games and only losing 1. And it's really interesting because the game that they lost was actually against Inter Milan, the current first place in Serie A, and a team that we faced in the group stage, that we helped eliminate. So it definitely, in terms of, this is the current Atalanta form, right? So, and I want to say that the Inter current form is actually a very good one. So potentially, it definitely gives Madrid a little bit of a hope. I'm sure they're going to be analyzing that game that Inter played against Atalanta, try to match up what they did. That game they did lose 1-0. Atalanta was away, which is very similar to the scenario that they're going to be in. this time around. So now, moving on a little more to this actual game, I think we're going to be seeing an Atalanta side that is going to come out trying to bite quick.
You have to get a goal. Like,
Exactly.
It's live or death. Life or death.
However, that is definitely going to open up a little more spaces for Real Madrid out in the back for them to potentially counterattack. Now, of course, we do know that Atalanta likes to run the 5 in the back formation, so it'll be interesting to see how many spaces Real Madrid will be able to find
And
find
where.
that counterattack.
And where.
Yes, exactly, and where. Atalanta's obviously going to have their striker, Duban Zapata, who came out injured.
Yeah, that's right.
Which was another factor for why Atalanta struggled in that first game. So they're going to have back their striker partnership of Duban Zapata and Luis Muriel. Maybe they'll start Ilicic up there. I do want to say that obviously the man that they got the red card, Freuler, will not be available for this matchup. So, like I said, an Atalanta is going to go out there quick, hard, trying to get an early goal that would just make Madrid go crazy. Because think about it.
Imagine.
If Atalanta gets a goal in the first half, they have a whole second 45 minutes to get one more.
And they're away.
And exactly. The away goals. And like, let's be real. Knowing Real Madrid, if they concede it first, if Real Madrid concedes first, like they obviously know that they're in a position where they have to go out there to score one goal. They don't want to take the extra time because that's just giving Atalanta even more time in a way. And that's going to open up spaces. Real Madrid is a team that the moment they are put in an uncomfortable position, they lose control of the game. So it'll be very interesting. So now I kind of want to actually move on to the predicted lineup. And so this is where I have a huge dilemma because we've seen Zidane test out a potential 5 in the back formation. This is the second game. He did it. He did it a couple weeks ago. I forgot the team, but he did it this weekend as well against Elche. If you haven't seen my analysis to that, the moment I saw it, I realized that he was trying to work for that Atalanta game. Prepare for this game. And so I try to focus my emphasis and analysis in that video on that 5 in the back formation. So if you haven't seen that video, I highly suggest that you go watch it out. But I want to say that those first 30 minutes of that formation were very good in the sense that Real Madrid was getting different forms of attack. You had a Valverde that was penetrating in there. We had width from the outside backs. So in that sense, it was good. However, Madrid lacked and could not find a goal. And they started to get a little nervous, a little out of... They lost that concentration, that focus that they had. Basically just the control of the game. However, in that sense, that is a La Liga game and a game that they have to go out there and win. Yeah. This one, they're not necessarily forced to go out there and score. However, of course, they're going to try to score a goal early. So it'll be interesting to see. So if we potentially go for a 5 in the back formation, I mean, the goalie for sure will be Courtois. Right back, Lucas Vazquez. The 3 center backs, because Ramos is back, he will for sure be in there alongside Varane and Nacho. And then Mendy at the left back position.
And I want to add to that, Mendy was crucial for Real Madrid.
Yes.
His attacking capabilities in the last game. So with the 5 in the back, he could even have a little bit more freedom to make those under and overlaps, get up into scoring positions, assist Benzema now that he's back.
Exactly.
So continue.
A Mendy that's also just pretty confident after that obviously goal. Right, if you haven't seen our live reactions to that video, I highly suggest that you go check that out. I'll link the video right up here in the description and I guess up here. But with that being said, moving on to the midfield. In that midfield is going to have to be Fede Valverde replacing Casemiro, a huge loss that we have for this game. Casemiro is crucial, second top scorer of Real Madrid this season, completely unbelievable. Alongside him, no questions, with Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. And then up top, I'm going to throw out there Vinicius Jr. and Karim Benzema. Vinicius Jr. could take advantage of the spaces that Atalanta will leave. And Benzema is just no questions asked there.
I'm personally more of a fan of Rodrigo, especially in the Champions League stage. We know the damage he's done and can do. So, but again, talking about the fact that Atalanta's not going to be parking the bus, Vini could be a little more effective.
And the other reason why I didn't want to go for Rodrigo right away is just because he hasn't played that many games.
That's a good
He doesn't have that.
He just came back from injury.
He just came back from injury. He doesn't have that competition rhythm, that Vinicius Jr. has, because he's been starting like the last 5, 6, 7 games at this point. So that's kind of why I wanted to opt for Vinicius Jr. However, if Zidane ends up going for a more trusty lineup, which would be the 4-3-3, or even a 4-4-2, it would be the same usual that we're using for in the back with Varane and Ramos as the center backs. You guys know who the outside backs are. The 3 center mids would obviously be Valverde, Toni Kroos, and Modric. And then up top, we could either have, Vinicius Jr. on the left, Vincent up top, and then the right wing is where I have my questions once again. Rodrigo, potentially. However, having the two Brazilians in one starting lineup, both being super young, makes me a little bit, I don't know about it. So I kind of want to throw in, personally, I think I would want to go for Isco because he has more experience in the Champions League. He can bring a lot more balance to the team, guaranteed possession. He doesn't have to actually worry that much about defending because he already has 3 other center mids that will get that job done. He could for sure help out. So I don't know, Marco Asensio, I'm very bummed out with the way he's been playing lately, so I really don't want to see much of him, but you never know. So guys, let me know what you think should be for our predicted lineup, whether you'd go for the 5 in the back or the 4-3-3 formation, 4-4-2 variation. Let me know down below. But final part of this, I'm gonna cough a little bit. Final part of this video is the score predictions. I want to hear what you have to say.
See, I'm gonna say that Atalanta does get the goal.
Yeah, I think Atalanta will score a goal.
But I think Real Madrid will come in through as much as I'd hate to see
via penalties or like scoring?
Via penalties.
Via penalties. God, that would be cardiac. I don't even know if I'd make it through that. I think the game's gonna end in a tie, 1-1.
Yeah.
Just in the full 90 minutes. I think Real Madrid will actually score that first goal, and then Atalanta will press, score the second goal. Score their goal early in the second half. But then Real Madrid somehow finds a way to stay alive and barely make it to the next round of the Champions League. Guys, of course, I want to hear your score predictions. Let us know down in the comments. You know how it works. If you get it right, you get a shout out and your name on the leaderboards. So with that being said, guys, make sure you go check out our pregame analysis for the last Atalanta, the first leg video, in which I talked a little more about Atalanta specific players, more of their style of play. It's a different type of pregame analysis. And also go check out our reactions to the Atalanta Real Madrid game along with all our other videos. So guys, I hope you all have a great day. We will be seeing y'all tomorrow for the biggest Champions League game of the season for Real Madrid. And with that being said, Real Madrid.